Hey students, welcome to episode 41 of the Film Student Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Lazzeroni. I've got something different in store for you this week. When I first moved to Chicago, I had grand plans of starting a band, performing with an improv troupe, and doing other projects on the weekends, just like when I lived in DC. Well, none of that happened, because essentially school kind of ate my life. However, a few months back, one of my teachers mentioned that the show called The News with Maggie Smith was looking for production people to help out. I met with the executive producer of the show, Kyle Mantegna, and wound up joining the show to help with graphics, lighting, videography, sound, pretty much anything the show needs. I wanted to learn a little bit more about the background of the show, so my guests this week are Maggie Smith and Kyle Mantegna. We talk about the Hogwarts Sketch Troupe, Maggie's babysitting skills, and, of course, Zelda. You know, everything except the show. Enjoy!
Well, me and Maggie met here at Second City working in the box office, right? So we met doing that, and then we hung out a couple times and got to talking about our interests and stuff. So anyways, she asked me to get involved producing a show that she was working on. So it was kind of a vague concept of just like, let's sit down and let's talk about what we could do. And so
I want to interject here and say that people making things, they're always talking about how they want to make things all the time and make shows, and Chicago's great for that. But everyone talks big, but Kyle actually makes things, and I saw that immediately and latched the fuck on. I was like, this guy is going to be my producer forever.
Sure.
And so I came to you, and that's when we started talking.
Yeah. So we sat down and we're talking about what we could do, and this is actually, I think it's hilarious. But the first idea that she threw out was like, I don't know, what was it? It was Harry Potter improv, but not just...
No, not improv. Don't you dare.
What was it?
It was if Hogwarts had a sketch team.
Oh, yes. So it was like that next level of it wasn't like a sketch show about Harry Potter.
No.
It was like...
It took place already, what they would be writing sketches about.
In Hogwarts. So it was very inside.
Another Dumbledore on my chocolate rock cards? That kind of shit.
Yes.
You get it.
Some of it would probably be unattainable for semi-Harry Potter fans. This is too deep.
It would be perfect for everyone. I still want to do that
Anyways,
show.
I was like, this is great. I love it. What's the other idea you got? And then she started talking about a satirical news show, Daily Show or Last Week Tonight. And I was like, that sounds great. That sounds fun. Why don't we try to do something like that? And we'll try to do the Harry Potter show later on.
Which we still haven't gotten around to do.
Still haven't gotten around
3 years
but
later.
maybe soon. And anyways, so then we started working on that and just coming up with the format and figuring all that out. And sooner than later, we got a run at Second City, and we've gone through a couple of those runs, and now it's into a taped version of the show, whereas it started out much more of a live show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a theater show that we've sort of filmed, and now it's a film show that takes place in a theater.
Look at that. Wow.
You see
deep.
that?
I like it.
That's how it came to be.
Yeah. Had you always wanted to be the main personality for something like that? Or did you watch Daily Show and things like that and just go, I want to be that person? Or was this just your best plan B after Harry Potter?
Yeah, I'm still just resting on the laurels of, I'm just waiting out until we can do the Harry Potter show. I really don't care at all about this show. No, no, I definitely do. It's definitely a dream job to write for a show in that direction. That's something I'm actively trying to make happen in the next coming years. But I always say it's like trying to win the lottery. There's only so much you can do, and just sort of hope it all pans out. But yeah, I mean, it's not something that in my life when I was growing up I was like, oh my God, I need to be a satirical news pundit. But yeah, I mean, the people who make these shows in real life, like Jon Stewart and Trevor Noah and all those people, I feel like are just the smartest people ever. And so I was always really drawn to the cerebral element of that.
The Hermione Grangers.
Yes.
See, I don't necessarily feel like they're the smartest people. They've got the smartest people behind them.
That's very true. That's so true. Yeah.
See, but Jon Stewart, I feel
Stewart's
like that guy's
genius.
fast.
He's
guy.
God.
He is, but he also wasn't there when he first started.
Sure.
I think he got up to speed while working on the show. I think the thing that he brought to it was just the work ethic
Definitely.
of wanting to create the best possible thing. I mean, he turned that show around from what it was.
He definitely did. And he also, if you've read The Daily Show and Oral History, one of my favorite books of all time, he talks a lot about how what he brought to the table was like...
I can't read it. I need to listen to it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Anyway.
Because it's an oral history. Doesn't...
fair.
Look, book. Let me tell you right now. This is a lie.
Start talking.
Your words that are
Start
written, you
talking.
fucker. Yeah. But he talks about how he brought to the table a point of view. And so before, when it was just Kilborn, they were kind of doing like, oh, the news is funny. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I would say more in the direction of like kind of what Jimmy Fallon does, where he'll make a joke that tickles the idea of satire, but is not actually making any statements. And then Jon Stewart came around and he was like, how about we actually make a point about what we're saying instead of just making fun of whatever we're making fun of?
Yeah.
So I really always, at least might personally come at it from a idea of like, what is the thing we're actually saying here? What's the point of view?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But what's the long-term goal with it? Do you want this show to grow out to be something bigger, or is it to jump ship to one of the coasts and work on one of the known shows?
Look, let me tell you right now, whoever offers me my first million, whether it's through the news of Maggie Smith or if it's through the Daily Show.
Oh yeah,
Or
I'll
if
jump
Kyle
ship
just
anywhere, but it's
I'll jump ship anywhere.
yeah. I don't care what boat I'm on.
The
but
news of Maggie Smith, I'll jump ship anywhere.
it's funny because people have asked me that before,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think it's kind of a strange question because like when people ask me that like what's your goal, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like
I can't.
I'm just doing it because I want to do it, and like what if this found success, great. If Maggie found success somewhere else, great. If but I'm just doing it because I want to do something, and this is what I found to do.
Yeah.
And I like it. So, long term, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, if someone said like, hey, great, let's give it some money and put it on a bigger scale, great, we'd do that. But
With that exact
in
voice.
the 20s,
yeah, I'm
the
hoping to go
1920s.
back in time while we do it. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
Yeah.
accents are cyclical. We're coming back up on mid-Atlantic accent. That'll be
I'm looking
that'll
forward
be
to
a thing all over again.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
definitely my strong suit.
We're gonna bring back Sweet Cheeks.
Let's just
Yeah,
bury that one.
let's- We're back
just
to the
not
radio
say that
waves.
one,
Back
actually.
to you.
Back to you. War of the Worlds.
Yeah, we just listened to War of the Worlds. Actually,
did.
We actually
Orson
coincidentally,
Welles, like the original.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's so good.
and coincidentally, we listened to it on October 30th, which is when it originally aired. I
Which
guess.
was not
Yeah.
on purpose. We
Yeah.
went to a place to listen to it.
Went
and
to
then
a place that
Well, it
sounds
was probably
so big.
it was
I'm just saying
probably
we didn't
on
just, like,
purpose for
let's
that.
listen.
Was it like a planned
It was
or-
something I wanted to do, and I had it in my mind, and then like the way it just worked out, it was like the end of October. It's like, ooh, this is kind of a little bit Halloween-y-ish. It's kind of like
Yeah,
aliens
it was,
and stuff.
yeah.
So
it was just trippy. He was like, today is October 30th. And I was like, what the fuck, Kyle?
have you
How
listened?
did you do that?
Have you listened to the whole thing though? This is the first time I actually listened to the whole thing.
I did years ago.
It was fun.
when I first heard about like how it all came to be. I want to say it was a recording class in college
Nice.
that I learned about it. Because we were talking about sound design,
Yeah.
and just how they created like all the back end sounds
Yeah.
and everything for that world.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was fun. Yeah, it was really cool. First
That's
time
cool.
listening to the whole thing, but it was just, yeah, but like towards the end, there's like he like meets some guy or whatever, and like the guy, I don't know, he's like I can tell you one thing, I'm not sticking around here in your life. I have to go. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Did
it's
people
so
talk about that?
theatrical,
I
yeah.
don't know. I love it.
I think they must have.
Yeah.
I mean,
There,
that'd be
but
ridiculous. if
At
they
that
did.
time, you didn't have enough distribution of ideas and people and personalities and that sort of thing that I'm sure there were people in the middle of the country that thought that everybody on the East Coast or West Coast talked like
Oh,
people in
that's
TV
true.
and movies because
Yeah.
they had no other context for how they
Okay.
sounded
Yeah.
Yeah.
than what was portrayed in those, and they probably didn't travel nearly as much as we do now. 'Cause-
Yeah.
So I could see people believing that. I mean, there's people that believe that shit now, even though there's the
Yeah.
internet and they should fucking know better. But
I hear some old people talk, and they still sound like that sometimes.
A little bit.
Yeah. I feel like I hear it like, so you need to focus now and listen up. And it's
I
just like,
will
it's
focus.
Like, what?
I will focus.
everybody is the teacher from the Breakfast Club. Or is the principal from
Exactly. At some point in your life, we all age into being
The
the
world's a very
teacher
imperfect
from
place,
the
sir.
Breakfast Club.
Screws fall out
You're
all
going to
the time.
detention. You're the nerd.
You're wasting your life.
Wasting your life. That's right.
I wish I was.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Is that obvious? Is it
That's
too
pretty
obvious?
good. Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
You need to go back. So next after in the immediate follow up to War of the Worlds is to go watch John Hughes movies.
Yes.
So We'll just go back and put you through a John
Where's
Hughes
that school
boot
at?
camp.
That school's somewhere not too far from here. I don't
it's
know
probably
where.
here.
I think all that stuff is based. Like all his things are based in or around Chicago, except for I think it's 2 films are not based here. All the
Lord
rest
of the
them.
Rings.
What a freak! Yeah, John Hughes directed Lord of the Rings. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
the John Hughes Lord of the Rings does not take place in Evanston.
And it is edited to a reasonable time length. That's the most
Look,
impressive part.
let me tell you right now, 4 hours is a reasonable time length when the movie is the greatest movie of all time.
Uh-oh.
And by which I mean 12 hours because you add them together.
Which movies are you referring to?
The Lord of the fucking Rings. The greatest.
Not The Hobbit?
I don't know.
No, Maggie doesn't
Don't
like those. Yeah.
Don't get me started.
I didn't even
Do
watch
not.
them. I honestly didn't even watch them when I was, especially when
so
they.
disappointed.
So this is the filmmaker nerd of me, but when I found out they were doing the 48 frames per second thing, I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, no, it was such garbage to do that.
I can't because I already hate.
Yeah.
That's the first feature I shut off on any TV that I get. Like they've got that frame smoothing.
Oh yeah, it's
thing.
terrible.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
I hate it.
I hate it so much. I even forgot that was a thing. Because do they still even do it anymore?
They do.
I
but
thought we all
Christopher
just
Nolan and a
decided.
bunch of others are like actually trying to lobby
for
the
them.
They
television
still are.
production.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like lobbying for a Zune. It's like just no.
Zunes
we
are on
all
the way
spoke.
back.
Take it back to the way it was supposed to
We
be.
spoke and we love the iPods. Get that Zune out of my face, Christopher
No.
Nolan.
The
But you
Zune will
can-
be back.
But you can have
Zune.
it implanted in your skull, and then it's just always
right.
with you.
Look,
Isn't that better?
You put a
Isn't
Zune
that
in my
better?
skull, then we'll talk. But until then, all I see is like a weird rectangle that's not as cool as my iPod Mini or whatever the fuck.
I just broke out my iPod Mini. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
don't know if it still works. Though.
Is that a Mini? It's like really big.
Yes, it's an iPod Mini. Yeah.
It's like
Well,
a chunker.
The fact that this has 500 gigs
Yeah.
on it now,
Yeah.
my phone, like that's
hilarious.
insane.
A
This,
Zune phone.
this
Zune
has
phone, yeah.
like more computing power than the desktop computer I had in
Yeah.
high school.
So
That's the
funny.
sad thing. This phone has more computing power than what got the men to the moon. Than
Yeah.
the,
Let's
the
go.
entire
Crazy.
capsule.
Let's
that,
go up to
like,
the moon.
That's insane. But,
What are you rocking? What phone is that?
Is that an
Oh,
8?
no, this is
Nine?
the
10?
X, the 10s Max.
Jeez. Woo.
Yeah,
Fancy.
it's the big one because it's size appropriate. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Size appropriate.
This is the
Hilarious.
right size phone. Like this looks normal sized in my hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
So,
yeah, I
this
did. I mean,
fits
I would
me.
have thought that was the small one. Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to get that one, Kyle.
I need to get a new phone. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if there's any good Black Friday deals because my phone is shitting out.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
pooping.
old. It's
a
it's
pooping
been doing this
phone.
thing where it disconnects from the network, where like it says searching all of a sudden, and I have no cellular data,
and I just
and
don't
I
know
have to
how
go
I
into
can
settings
reach
and
you.
reset the network. It's terrible.
It could be worse. One of my roommates, he always leaves his phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh,
So you try calling him, it just goes straight to voicemail all the time.
That's
why does he
really
do that?
funny.
He's just
Because he doesn't like notifications.
that's
And
great.
I'm like, you
Wow.
can just shut off notifications. He's like, huh.
Yeah, that's what I do. Is I
Yeah.
shut off notifications.
It's really easy. That's just like super easy to do, man.
So if you want, does he have the setting though? Because if you put on Do Not Disturb, you can also make it where like if someone calls you twice in a row, it'll go through or something.
Yeah, the emergency mode. I haven't tested that with him. I should test that
yeah,
out.
you should just if you
Let's
want to get a
call him
hold
right
of him,
now.
just call him twice in a row, like
Yeah.
within a minute.
I think it's within 5 minutes or something. But
Okay.
yeah. It'll
Nice.
automatically. You're right. I should test that out. See if that works
That's
with
the way
him.
to really.
Mm.
That's the way to really go.
Strategery.
Yeah.
You've dealt with this problem before.
Let's just say I've had some people try to ignore me.
Who was dodging your calls?
A plethora of people.
Good use of the word plethora.
Oh yeah, I know all the grammar.
What?
Word Smith.
You bailed out on that statement halfway through.
Words.
I know all the grammar.
I was an English major.
Ish.
Yeah, you were an English major.
Mhm, mhm.
I was more of the English patient. Nailed it. It's really not appropriate.
So dumb.
It's really not appropriate.
Ridiculous. So the
Haven't seen it.
news.
How did you both end up at Second City?
Yeah. You want to start this one?
Oh boy. So at Northwest, the year is 13,
Okay.
and
Dateline,
I'm a
2012.
senior at Northwestern University, junior at
Let's
Northwestern
fast forward.
University. Let's start from the beginning. The year is 2012. I'm a junior at Northwestern University. I've already done 2 internships out of the
Wow.
state and out of Illinois, and I'm like, I want to do another one. So I looked around. Where could a good internship be? And I landed on Second City, and I did the Producers Row internship.
Yeah.
They paid me in not money, but in one improv class.
That's so funny.
And I've been here ever since.
Who taught that class?
She's no longer here. At least I don't think she is. Her name was Amanda Roundtree.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, in a way, she changed my life.
Wow, that's deep.
Like the ocean.
Yeah, and I came here as a kid. You know, I came to my grandma was the first one to take me here to Second City, and I came here like freshman year of high school or something. And then I liked it then, and then I came back with a friend later on, and I was just interested in classes. My mom got me a coupon, a gift card, whatever you want to call it, and I signed up for classes and got the bug and was like, oh, I like improv. And, so I started taking classes here, and just I've been interested in film stuff for a long time, so it was just kind of all related.
Well, and you make stuff on the side with Make It a Media.
Make It a Media.
Yeah. We'll be able to plug that at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Give
For
a
sure.
website to go
Got
find
some good stuff
Yes.
coming out soon.
How long have you been doing that stuff for?
Yeah, so Make It Up Media is like our little production company where we started doing stuff. We started out doing a podcast ourselves called The Make It Up. We started doing that. Sheesh, I don't even know now. If it was like 4 years ago we started to do it or something like that. And we started to do the podcast. We did that for a while, and then like I said, I did a little bit of film stuff in high school and was always interested in that. So I finally bought a camera, and then we started to do some real basic amateur film stuff, and just started to keep doing that. I guess like 3 years ago we started to do film stuff probably, and just started to do that and make our own stuff, and then collaborate with other people, and then try to get some paid gigs, and just kept running in that direction.
Yeah. And so So I asked Maggie, so what's your end goal with it?
Yeah.
What would you like to be doing for a living beyond working in the box office at Second City?
Well, I guess working in the other box office. No, I'm just kidding.
There's two.
There's two box offices.
Is there like an A box office and a B box office?
Not really. I mean, there's the main stage box office, which is like the original one, and then there's the Piper's Alley box office.
But it's all in the same.
It's all the same.
Okay.
thing.
There's not like a farm club.
No, it just
where you have
depends.
To, like, build up through the ranks.
People
to get to
like
the top
working
one.
at the main stage, so I think people like it more because it's a little more secluded.
Less likely to have to do work.
Yes. Oh, that's
Totally.
the box office. Yeah.
That room is where Kyle and I met.
Ah.
Yes. And I was like, get me out.
I was like, get me out. I hate him.
I hate him. No, that was what I said. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, long term,
Maggie was a man at that point.
Maggie was a man. She was a dude.
That's
But
fine.
I mean, long term, if I can find any paying work, doing any film stuff, I would be very happy. But long term, I really enjoy directing stuff. I like producing. So anything in that direction, producing, directing. If I could get paid to do it, it'd be great. But really, anything. I'll go get some coffee. If it's the right production, I would love to get involved. If Pixar was like, hey, we need a coffee guy, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. This is my voice today. Oh,
You become Jay Leno for that.
I get some coffee. You want some coffee? I'll get you some coffee. Sure. Okay.
Keep doing it for 5 more minutes.
Okay. So yeah, just really some
directing.
some
You're so
quality
good
work.
at directing. I mean, you're so good at producing
Thank you,
and so
Maggie.
good
Thank
at
you very much.
It's true.
But,
I've been on sets with you.
Wow. Okay. But I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is
dismiss the compliment as quickly as you could.
Oh, yeah. That's a compliment, yeah. But the biggest thing really is just is I like working for stuff that, I mean, like most of us, that I appreciate the work. You know what I mean? Like I've realized early on, that like one of the reasons I do the stuff like the news is because I like to get involved in projects where I have a hand in what's happening, just because I don't like it. Like, for example, like if someone was like, hey, here's a paying gig to go do Smurfs 2, and if I didn't like Smurfs 2 or whatever, I'd be like, you know what, my heart's just not in this, even though it's a paid gig to produce this. I probably, honestly, it's like, I really think I can only do like stuff that is either my own stuff or that I really respect. Like, like a Pixar movie. If Pixar was like, oh, great, I'd be like, yeah.
Kyle's like deeply entrenched in the Pixar
It was
versus
just an
Smurfs. Pixar versus Smurfs.
Pixar v Smurfs.
How many times
feud of Hollywood.
has that feud been utilized in your conversation the past 48
Every
hours?
morning I wake up and it's like,
I'm
he's
like,
crying.
What's the deal with
about-
Smurfs? I want to see a Smurf.
Don't get him started on Romeo and Juliet.
He's watching Luxor Jr.
Yes.
for like the 40th time.
Yes.
Romeo and Juliet might be good. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Doubt it.
Have you watched Trolls? I haven't watched that one yet.
No, but sometimes when I'm babysitting, I babysit guys listening to this. I
We're all
babysit all the time. If you
professionals.
have kids, hit me up.
That's what this podcast is really about. Can we
We
put a
need
link to
money
that?
so bad.
Put a
Someone
link
pays
to
to do
that.
anything you want.
I feel like you should have talked to my guest right before this, to Kat, because
Nice.
she's got kids.
Kat,
we go.
get your booty back here.
Jeez.
But yeah, no, they
Aggressive.
watch Troll. I mean, I catch snippets of some things in the
Yeah.
kids' zeitgeists.
Yeah.
And Trolls is the one I've seen, and I was like, "What the hell?" I think the craziest thing is Teen Titans Go. That is
I
the
have
one
not
I've seen
seen
a
this.
lot of episodes of now,
Hilarious.
and it
Teen
is
Titans
like,
Go.
yeah, kids are obsessed with it because they're like, "It's so smart," you know what I mean? Like it's like
Is
it's
it
like how.
smart?
It's not terrible.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I'm just not
I do
familiar.
like
I have
it.
no idea.
I think if I was a kid, I would have liked it a lot. But it's no SpongeBob SquarePants. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah. Really
That shit's
throwing
the
it
best of
down.
all time.
SpongeBob also
goat.
still has. They're still doing the dual joke thing, like where like Shrek did. That
Yeah.
is-
Oh
there's-
yeah.
There's jokes in there that are for the kids,
Yes.
and there's jokes in there that
Yeah.
are for the adults that are like references
Yes.
to movies and stuff like that kids have no context for.
I had no idea. I had no idea about a couple things from SpongeBob.
Yeah, until like really recently, probably.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things where Maggie's like, oh.
Thanks, Kyle.
Well, we were talking about Buffy.
Oh yeah, there's like a
We were
lot
talking
of
about like the musical episode of Buffy.
yeah, there's like a lot of sexual jokes in there that I did not get. I've seen that episode so many times. Like I cannot count. Maybe 15, 20 times I've seen it. And I just recently watched it on Halloween with Kyle and our friends and realized there's like a lot of vagina and penis jokes in there
Yeah.
that I did not catch. Just like literally
It's hilarious.
about
Jeez.
the V and the P.
Yeah.
Very well hidden.
Just like a V and a P.
So you guys have been working on the show now for a while, and you've pulled in, kind of roping this into Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
So you pulled in a fair number of Harold Ramis people,
Like yourself.
like myself,
yourself.
doing some graphic stuff.
Yes.
And
Crushing all of it.
and other things whenever
Yeah.
people aren't there.
DPing. all
Yes,
of it.
definitely.
But what's it been like working with them? Like,
Yeah.
what have you gotten from
Oh,
people
so
coming
good.
from this school compared to
Yeah.
other writers you may have worked
Yes.
with?
Oh, so I mean, I'll let you handle it because you
Yeah.
I feel like on the production end you talked a lot more Harold.
Yeah,
Ramis, but
I-
overall, so great of an experience.
Yeah, I mean, we started, like I said before, we did a different version of the show where it was much more live, and then last year we started doing the more where we focused on the film aspect of it, so taping it. So, anyways, we showed up day one, and it was like we were trying to get people involved. It was difficult coordinating, blah blah blah. I don't have to get into all that right now,
Yeah.
but we showed up day one, and like Logan, who's been on the show, Logan Bose, he was there. Who else was there? Was Monk there day one maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like they showed up and they were so helpful. It was like, and they knew what they were doing. They were just great. So I've
Yeah.
continued to work with both them. Monk moved away, but
Well,
So s-
also just in Harold Ramis, I love that it's like a content-based film school. Yes, like that's
Yeah.
how you describe it. And so I think there are some people out there in Harold Ramis who aren't as interested in the technical side, but then there's plenty who definitely are, who don't get as much experience in the actual school of it. Because it is content-based instead of like, here's how you use a camera, and here's how you use this. That I think they're super eager to work on projects that are like literally around the corner from where they go to school.
Yeah.
And so it's just really cool to like be able to have an outlet for those people to
Yeah.
literally do whatever they want for us
Yeah,
because
and-
we don't know what we're doing.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like for people here, it's give it a random analogy for it, but it's like some people need the car, some people need the track.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
To go racing, like and
Yeah.
so the apparently when you go to any other film school, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
the storytelling aspect is not there, but the
Yes.
track is there.
Sure.
They will teach you
Yes.
how to make all the
Yeah.
things, how to drive
Yeah.
in the circle that you need to drive in. But that's kind of the simple part. Like the advanced part, the tougher thing that's different for everybody is the car, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what this school kind of loads you up with, is to give you the car. And yeah, you've got a
Yeah,
bunch of
love
people
it.
with loaded vehicles that they want to go race them, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
whenever you give them any kind of project, any kind of track to run on, they're going to
Yeah.
be able
Seriously.
to go nuts with it.
yeah, everyone we worked with has been super cool. I mean, there's been more people out there. It's like we don't even know how to, because I've had people,
It's too many.
Yeah, you know, I've checked in with people, and we're trying to figure out ways to get more people on board. But I mean, yeah, everyone I've worked with has just been super helpful and super cool. I mean, you and you're a big part of it. Jan edits it every time, and so it's just we've been very lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of what you were saying earlier too. You just find people that they're going to go make something.
They want to. Yeah.
Something will come out. If they weren't doing this show, they would be doing something else.
Seriously, yeah. And so it's just so cool to be able to work with those people. I love it so much. Yeah.
And my favorite thing is, is people like yourself, where it's like it's like we talk about a thing, and then it's like you kind of have your own ideas, and we just run at it. You know what I mean? I think that's the best thing. It's kind of like it's that whole thing of like asking for forgiveness later versus
ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Yeah,
there we go. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just thought of that. I just thought of that.
Who are you apologizing to? You're
just
looking at both
world.
of us.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
Guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do the show.
Yeah, no, that was my bad.
It happened by accident.
Okay, let's take it to
That's my bad.
Netflix.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, Jim just showed up. It's okay.
Oh my God. Grown.
I can so tell you used to do a podcast.
I did not do voices.
Yeah,
though.
Kyle did just straight interviews.
You came in loaded with all the baggage of somebody that's like, I never got to do this on my old show, so I'm going to do this here.
Well, I blew through my vending machine material, I was just talking about the vending machines before we got here. It's 10 cents more.
Oh my God, he's
if
doing
you use
it.
a credit card. If you use cash, it's 10 cents less. I'm just saying that's bad business.
But I can use Apple Pay, and I can pay
Apple
with my
Pay,
watch.
cool.
I walk up to it, I pay with my watch, and I walk away.
What the hell? I don't know how to do that. Watch.
Yeah.
Pay.
Did it work?
No, I had 2 texts though.
Okay. Nice.
Are they important? Do we
No.
need to? Do we need to break?
One's about
Let's
babysitting.
stop this.
There we go.
So
Business.
I gotta go.
That's
Gotta go watch Trolls 2, bitch.
Trolls 2. I remember I watched a kid before. It was like a family friend, and he was watching. I think it was that Spiderwick Chronicles. I think that's what
Oh
it was.
yeah, I've never.
And
seen
I was like
this.
super into it. And then like halfway through, I think he was like, "I want to go play outside," and I'm like,
but
what the fuck? What's happening with this house? What the fuck is going on with this house? And he wanted to go play outside, so I had to go.
I'm so sorry.
And years later, I went back and watched it. Didn't end as strong as it began.
Oh my God! Of course you did.
Didn't end as strong
Years
as it
later,
began.
I picture you like waking up in the middle of the night, you're like, what happened in Spiderwick Chronicles?
Well, it was like really exciting. It was like, what's
Yeah.
going on with this house? I think that's the movie I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
no, that's real.
Okay.
I definitely remember a
There's
trailer.
a
for that.
house and there's like gnomes on the outside or something. Not gnomes.
I recently
creatures.
watched because it was Halloween recently, but now it's Christmas, as you can see from it being Halloween 2 days ago.
and from snow being on the ground.
And from snow,
now.
yeah. It goes from Halloween to Christmas. But when it was back in Halloween times, I watched that show, that movie, Monster House. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, written by
Yes.
Dan Harmon.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
It is
I haven't seen it.
fucked up. I was watching it with like a 2-year-old and he was too young. It was his choice. It was his choice to watch it though. And he's like, I watched it before with my other brothers and it's fine. But he would be like, a scary pot's coming, and he would like curl up behind
That's
it. And I was
adorable.
watching it, and I was like, "This is so scary."
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good. It was
love
good.
that.
It was very Dan Harmon, in as much as the women were both just chilling with a bunch of dudes, being the object of desire.
That's how I see it.
But the rest was great.
Yeah.
You just got to put it aside at a certain
yeah.
point because otherwise you can't watch any movies.
I feel like his characters in Rick and Morty have gotten more 3-dimensional.
Have
I
they? Nice.
fucking hope so.
'Cause,
I really
yeah.
I
stopped.
haven't
I mean,
kept
I'm
up.
like the only one who's.
No, everyone. I
Everyone's
just
like, I love it, and I was like, and I'm tuned out.
it's a show.
It's a show.
Wait, that went into Seinfeld. I was trying to.
That's what your default is.
It's Seinfeld Jay Leno just merger.
It
is
all
what you got
blends
going
together.
on there.
Yeah. It's scary.
Two of the greats.
Two
So-
of the greats.
So you're not against Dan Harmon, but not necessarily for it. What are your
Yeah.
influences? Who
Oh.
are your people?
I mean, you got to go with Lord and Savior Tina Fey.
Okay.
She's great.
Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. I love Parks and Rec so much.
Oh yeah. Parks and Rec.
That's just the show I've seen the most. I also love shows that, and these are so funny because these are nothing to do with my show, which is not answering your question.
Yeah.
But like, we mentioned
it
Buffy
does, though,
earlier.
because
Like,
you still have to consume
Yes.
stuff outside
Yes,
your
you do.
sphere to be able to change the stuff that's in your sphere. You
to
can't
be
just
honest, I think I try and keep up more with late night shows because of the news. But like, part of me doesn't enjoy it as much anymore because I'm just like, I don't want to think about the format of a show anymore. You know, I don't want to watch.
It's like inside baseball.
It is, and it's so sad because
love
I
baseball.
love them so much. But I do feel like sometimes I just want to watch like, whatever it is I want to watch.
Parks and Rec again.
Bob's Burgers, Parks and Rec again for the 80th time. Buffy, I'm gonna rewatch Buffy soon.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon, I mean, yikes. We had some problems. Not great. Didn't do great.
He's got some good stuff though.
You need to meet my my roommate, the one who doesn't pick up his phone because he's a Buffy fan.
Let's call him.
Huge Buffy fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I love it. I
Buffy.
love Buffy so
Yeah.
much. I love Buffy. I love Dr. Horrible. I love
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. I do love. That's not Joss Whedon. So
No, I know. When you
let's
said
change the
Doctor
subject.
Horrible, I was word associated.
Yeah, Doctor Who is like one of the best shows of
Doctor
the
Who's
history of
I
time.
cannot get into it.
Where did you start? This is like an important.
Yeah.
No, I started in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
2000.
Trying like BBC America, like when that became like a
Yeah.
thing that was regularly available on
Yeah.
and they started airing
Okay.
stuff from David Tennant.
Yes.
timeframe?
See,
He's
because
the
you kind of
second-
got to start, in my opinion, because I watched it recently. You got to start with the Eggleston, which is like the first
Yeah.
season of the revamp, the
Mhm.
first series.
Doctor Who is very hard to explain to people, but let me tell you right now, they basically canceled the show in the 90s, right?
Yeah,
They literally canceled it and made a movie to like stop Doctor Who forever. So
they
it's-
tried to go the Star Trek route with it.
Yeah, they literally were like, "Here's Doctor Who. It's been going on since whenever it's been going on since the '60s. It's been going on for 30 years. No one's watching it anymore. We're canceling it, and we're going to make a made-for-TV movie to end it." So they did that, and it was over. But then in 2005, Russell T Davies, who basically is amazing, brought it back. So it's not a
Sure.
reboot, and it's like, I don't know, it's just a continuation of it.
Yeah, but that's
But
where
that's
I
like
started.
that's what they call season 1 or series 1.
And
Yeah.
No.
it was very cheesy when I started, and I wasn't
It is.
super into it. And I
So
kept going, and then it became. I just fell in love with it so hard.
Exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, I was like,
I hated it at
it
first.
was like,
I
oh, this is
what
cheesy.
this
It's
bullshit?
kind of fun. Whatever, I'll watch some more. And then by the end of that first season with Eggleston, I was like, I just got super into it.
Yeah.
So
Love you,
that's
Eccleston.
my input.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like that's
love
Star
Tennant.
Trek for me. Like
Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah.
Like I just started watching Enterprise.
Oh
Because
my god.
my old roommate was like, it's my favorite one, and I'm like, I Next Generation has still been my
Yeah.
my
Sure.
one. That was the one. But
Yeah.
Voyager was good. Deep Space Nine was okay. Like,
Yeah.
and then the one I'm hearing, like this new one that's on the CBS
Oh,
streaming,
Discovery, right?
Discovery.
Yeah, I haven't watched
it's
it yet.
Supposedly really really good.
Really?
Actually, you know the great one? It's not Star Trek, but it's basically Star Trek.
What?
The Orville.
What? I don't know what that
No.
is.
Yes, Seth MacFarlane.
Oh,
He-
yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
yes,
he
yes.
wanted
His
to
one-
do that.
and it is literally like I thought it was just going to be like strictly like a jokey version
Yeah.
of Star Trek, like just making fun of things. They get as serious as Star Trek does, if not more
Wow.
so, and very culturally like poignant.
Nice.
With, like the
Wow.
points, like they draw these parallels of like for race and sexuality and
Yeah,
and
which
all
is what
the-
Star Trek has always been doing.
Yeah, but
It's like been paving the way for.
but
any
then they do it
television
with like characters that are irreverent. Like that's really the only
That's so
break
funny.
that I can point to from Star Trek. I mean, obviously the
Yeah.
ship looks different and the aliens look different,
Yeah.
but the
Is it
general
animated?
storylines are the same. No, it's
didn't think so.
live action, and it's really really funny.
He's in it, right?
Yeah,
I'm
he
picturing
plays
it,
the
yeah.
main character.
Yeah. Okay.
The captain of it, and
Huh.
he gets the captain of this ship of the Orville, which I feel like it must be some sort of I want to know what the reference is, why it's the Orville,
Right,
and I
yeah.
feel like they'll probably address that at some point in time.
Yeah,
But
I don't
anyway,
Redenbacher.
Popcorn.
yeah, I wanted to be like I was like maybe it's the Orwell, but no, that was not right. It's Orville. Anyway,
And British. Everything
yeah.
British. That's what
Yeah, I don't
also
know.
watch.
but he's the
I guess it
captain,
couldn't be
and
the Anvil.
his first officer is his ex-wife that cheated on him. But
Yoicks.
she's always believed in him and like put
Oh.
him forward for the promotion. She's like, I'll only take
Nice.
this if he's captain.
Ooh.
And so it's this weird dynamic between the two of them where he's like the first few episodes are just really interesting because it's just the two of them going to battle while also trying to keep the
Nice.
ship going. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
I've only
interesting.
seen snippets of it. I'll have to
haven't
see
seen
some more.
anything.
See some
I've
more.
seen maybe a poster max. But it sounds great. It sounds good.
It's a good thing. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Good
It's
stuff.
good stuff.
Good stuff.
I
okay.
like it. I like it.
Right.
I like it.
I'm telling you right now, they just added Flying Circus to Netflix.
Yes.
And if you watch that, you will get every other Monty Python related thing on
Oh.
Flying Circus showing up in your feed.
Oh, nice.
I've
Oh,
made that
good. Yeah, I
mistake.
mean, I literally,
Meg is huge.
when I found out they were bringing it to Netflix, I was over the moon.
See, I had CISO, so
Yeah,
I
I know.
I
Oh,
binged
yeah.
on it when I got CISO because
Nice.
I watched all of Harmon Quest and then
Nice.
went over and did
Is CISO still a thing or did
No,
it go
it's
away?
dead.
No,
Yeah, it
it's
went
gone.
away. Yeah, that's too bad.
which my favorite show of the last couple of years was from CISO.
Which is what?
Shrink.
Oh yeah, Shrink's
Yes,
great.
but that's
There's
on.
a
You
ton
can
of
watch it
local
online now.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Amazon now. NBC picked it up, but they haven't done anything with it. They
put it on NBC Online.
Right, but I mean, they haven't done anything with. They haven't extended it. They haven't canceled it. They just are sitting on it. And so, like everybody that's related with the show, because there's a couple people in the building here that I've talked to that are like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like Claudia Wallace was like, I'd love for it to come back. Haven't heard anything on that. I've gotten Mick for class this week, so I was going to talk to him. He's like, they didn't technically kill me off because they were like, we could use you in season 2. So
yeah, it seems like it's such a low budget sort
simple.
of thing. Yeah,
what a great idea.
Just crank it out.
Yeah,
Tim Baltz is great.
I know. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know what he's up to because
he's on
Opposition is
some other news show.
Really?
Yeah, I saw something in one of the trade publications about him getting another show.
Really?
Oh, nice, okay.
So
a new show or news show like
a new show.
Great.
Like, I think it's something scripted.
The S is silent at the end. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
it's just I blurred the two together between new and show.
Tim Baltz was in the first Second City show I ever saw with Adie Bryant and Mary Sohn.
Was that rainy with a partly cloudy chance of weather?
Close, but not at all. It's called
Cloudy with a part chance of weather. What was it called?
Sky's the Limit, Weather Permitting.
Yep, that's it.
Jessica Joy. Who else?
You were trying to merge it with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Satire.
Another great movie.
Chance of Meatballs, huh?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is hysterical. I love that movie.
I heard it's great. I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
heard it's good. A lot of adults have told me that.
It is. Yeah, it's. Well, it's wind up Bill Hader and let him run. Like
you should talk about most things like that. A lot of adults have told me that they that they don't like this. Yeah.
And that's
just like everything you said. But
how
adults have liked this.
But how have your
dentist.
friends thought of it?
Let's see.
A lot of
all my friends, age 5 and up.
Age 5 and up.
Age 5 and up. Let me tell you right now, all of the kids I babysit, suddenly their parents started letting them play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I have immediately become the favorite babysitter in the entire neighborhood because I also am obsessed with that game. And I will literally just talk like, one of my next door neighbors I babysit for, and like he's about to go to bed and we'll just like sit and talk about Zelda for like 30 minutes. I'll be like, I have to go, kid. I gotta go. I'm gonna go downstairs. Go to sleep.
You said one of those kids like knows all like the weird names of all
it's
like
such
the
a kid thing.
Yeah.
He's like, have you done this tower? Have you done this tower? And I'm like, I don't know what the towers are called.
Like full bore snick. And
it's in the top west corner, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Have you played this game at all?
No, is this on Switch?
Switch, yeah. It's so good.
I have an Xbox One that is collecting dust because I've been so busy with stuff in this program.
Yeah,
I don't keep up with games too much, but I do keep up with Nintendo, and I'm a big Nintendo guy. So the Zelda game, the Mario Odyssey for the Switch, I just love those.
You can come over, we'll play.
Yeah,
the Mario Odyssey is so fun. That's real. Yeah,
I'm the one speaking of Odyssey, the one I want to play is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
Yeah,
like I'm an Assassin's Creed addict. Like that, I literally bought the Xbox One to get Black Flag, I think, when it came out on it, and because I didn't have a game machine, and I just moved out from my roommate that had one, so it's like, okay, I need to be able to play this. And then I got whatever the last one, Origins, and played through all that. And
I've never played. Damn it!
Those are like the only games I play.
That's funny.
I have others. I don't play them. I just wait for Assassin's Creed to come out. And then I binge those for 2 weeks, and then I don't touch it again for 50 weeks.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's kind of the same as me. I only play Mario and Zelda games.
Yeah.
It's because I'm dating Kyle. Like
it's true.
I didn't have any video game consoles when I was growing up, and so
he's basically Link. So
yes.
Have you dressed as Link for Halloween? Because you could easily pull off Link.
Oh my
That'd
God!
Be great. I'm gonna grow my hair out.
Or you can be Link, and then I'll be. Also Link.
Don't pigeonhole yourself to be Zelda.
No, I like
you don't have to be Zelda.
I'll be Zelda.
Okay.
I would love to be Zelda.
And Maggie can be Link.
I'll be Link. I would love it. That
Zelda's
sounds great.
Cool. I want to be a Zelda. Oh, this is too deep. I want to be Zelda from Breath of the Wild.
Yes. That's not too deep.
Well, I'm getting into the nitty gritty.
And there's also like what outfit Zelda.
Have you seen the meme? It's a Key and Peele sketch where it's like Obama talking to his supporters, and like every black supporter he was like a really complex high five, and white supporters he's like nice handshake. And they've started putting those other things over like each one of them to reference. There's one about the Zeldas. It's like all those different Zelda games.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I feel like you two would
That's hilarious.
Especially appreciate that. I will find it.
Send it over. Meme us.
You'll enjoy
it. Link to that in the comments. Link to that in the comments, please.
Are you Ira Glass now?
Act 1. True love. What is no? Okay, now if you listen to this, you push. Okay, now if you push yourself. Okay, now Act 2. Divorce rates in America.
Of all time. Divorce rates in America.
I love Ira Glass.
Is that
Let's
that
get him on the show.
I'm talking about your
Hourglass.
references. Is Ira Glass one of your references?
Biggest reference for sure.
Or not reference?
No.
To
We want to
influence.
get
That's
him
the
on
word
the.
I'm looking
We're
for.
trying to get Peter Sagal and Ira
Can we
Glass.
talk about this? I mean, like, we should.
Why should
What
we
if
talk
what
about
if Peter hears it? I'm so sorry, Peter.
Yeah, Peter's. Yeah, we're no. We'd love to get him on the
Yeah.
news.
I mean,
'Cause
it
they're-
feels
they're
like
Chicago people.
Yeah, yeah. They're like Chicago.
They're
celebrities.
NPR classics,
Yeah.
big hitters.
Yeah.
Ballpark, Dreams, Jobs, Steve, Apple, Care, old people.
This could
Derek.
this
I've been
could
watching
go
Derek.
on for hours.
I've been rewatching Derek. It's a good
Yeah.
show.
It's really sad.
Really is, yeah.
But you're trying to get them on
the news,
On
yeah.
the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have
We're trying to-
Molly Smith, who's not related to Maggie Smith, believe it or not, is our
Maybe.
guest coordinator.
Maybe she is.
We
We haven't done the 23andMe.
Yeah, that's true. But she's reaches out to people. But anyways, she's got some fun guests. We had Congressman Mike Quigley
Yeah.
last time, which is a great get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to get any of those guys.
Yeah.
We've just been focusing on
someone from NPR
Chicago-centric people.
Yeah.
We'd love to get some people like Chris Redd or Katie Rich, some
Yeah.
Second City fam.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
they're busy.
They're busy. They all work at Saturday Night Live.
You should have gotten Judd when he was here.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I saw the picture and I was like, what the fuck? No one tells me anything.
No one
Yeah.
tells me shit.
I feel like he would have done it. Like,
No, he it was like covert
yeah.
undercover of night that he came.
I'm sure.
We found out 2 days before that he was
Nice.
coming.
What did he do to
Um,
like lecture or something for a minute?
He came. He and Trevor Albert did a onstage interview, and then
Okay.
he took Q&A after that.
Cool.
It's honestly it was very storyteller. Like just. I'm not going to say I didn't get something from it. I got some stuff from it, but it wasn't out of all the guest
Cool.
lectures we've had. It wasn't the most useful one.
Cool.
But it was fun.
Yeah, of course.
It was a
It's Judd
small room.
Apatow.
So
with
you're
Judd
saying Judd
Apatow.
Apatow, get the hell out of here.
And then I
How-
went and saw his
don't you
stand up that
insult
night,
Judd.
which was like
Wait, where did you stand up?
stage 2. He did it Under the Gun. He
Nice.
was a
No way.
special guest. It
That's
was $12 to go see him.
Amazing.
How
And
was he?
Under the Gun, that's
That's
so
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
Tiny little
I'd be
theater.
like, what?
Shitty Under
I
the
teach.
Gun.
Well, they moved the Comedy Sports Training Center, but it used to be like right there in that hallway with Under
Yeah.
the Gun.
Hilarious.
I'm just like picturing like walking to teach my class and be like, what the fuck? Because like that's like, just utterly the last place I would ever expect to see
hilarious.
anyone
Judd
who's
Apatow
ever made
Underground.
any films ever.
Yeah.
So,
No, it was a fun day.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. How was he? Was he cool? I mean, he seems like
Yeah.
he was super. I've seen interviews with him, and he.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to do like individual
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of the speakers that come here will kind of hang out and talk to people
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
he was we
Yeah.
got the email beforehand that was like, so no photos, no audio video recording. Like
Yeah.
it was
So-
very much like you stay there. Like there's no wall here, but imagine there's a wall here. You don't
Fourth wall.
cross that wall.
He didn't really stick around. He Judd Apatow.
Kyle,
Duh.
get out.
Judd Apatow.
It would be gowed.
Whatever.
Go.
Gowed.
Judd
Jet-
Apatow, get the hell out
Jet
of here.
did.
I
He
heard about
jet
this, yeah.
Apatow.
That's closer. That's
why-
Maggie's
yeah.
in the ballpark.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
You're
really
standing
like
outside
I'm not
the
head writer
ballpark
for the
hoping that
news.
somebody knocks one out of the park, so you got a chance
Yeah.
to go like rip it out of the windshield.
Oh
that
yeah,
it
I'm
shattered.
definitely one of those guys who like can't get into the baseball field, but I'm outside on the streets of Wrigley running around with just the hope of a ball going over that fence.
What's
Nice.
this? There's some stadium that's so close to like a waterway that people will go and hang out in like floaties out in the
Is
water
it,
waiting for
Pittsburgh?
maybe it's not,
I love that. I've been there to the
That's so
Pirates
great.
game. It was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
No, Wrigley.
but they have like a
I mean,
there's like a
Wrigley's
little
my
sea of
favorite.
rafts and stuff that
Yeah,
people
I think
are like
it is.
hanging
That's
out.
so funny.
Hoping
There's
the
like
ball gets
there's
knocked
like
out there.
three. I've only been there. Last time I was there I was too young to notice this, but I feel like there's like
This is real
three.
inside baseball.
There's like a bunch of. It's obviously like there's a million bridges because it's right on the water in Pittsburgh, and so there's like their football stadium and I think the Pirates stadium are right on the water, so it's
Yeah.
got to be that. There was like boats everywhere.
It could be. There might be multiples. I feel
I
like
don't know.
I my reference point is going back to video games. What was the baseball game? Something
Ken
on Nintendo
Burns Slugger?
64.
Ken
No.
Burns Slugger.
Oh, this.
No, it was no Ken Burns Slugger.
Ken
No.
Griffin?
It was Griffey.
Yeah.
Griffey.
Yeah.
Ken
See,
Griffey.
I had it.
Ken Griffey is not Ken Burns.
Ken
That's
Burns.
so funny.
Ken Burns had a
Catch the ball.
N64 baseball documentary. People don't.
Thank you for helping me
Wasn't very
remember it by being completely wrong.
It was a good game. It was a documentary N64.
It was
It's
a
just
12-hour long.
Still photos with a slow push.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the pictures to move that fast. It was always that slow.
That's so
You
funny.
wanted it to go faster.
I feel like that's how a lot of people view baseball. Just slow.
Just a bunch of still photos with
yeah.
a slow push in.
Yeah, I never been a big sport guy.
Yeah.
All right, so we've reached the part of the show where we need to do some plugs. So,
Nice.
so where can
Plugs.
people track you down? Where can they see the news? Where can they see Make It Up Media?
Yeah.
What all the things?
Yeah, so the news, the full episodes go up on Second City's YouTube. That's where they live at. So you can check out Second City's YouTube page. You can check out Second City Training Center on Facebook or other social media. And you can find all things news at thenews*.com. The news
That's the word asterisk spelled out in that.
ASTERISK.
Whoa.
Which some people don't know how to spell it.
Yeah, it is a weird word to have.
Yeah,
I
be
feel
in
like you
all
just
of
need
our
to buy
handles.
all the other variations
I
of
was-
it
yeah.
and
Yeah, we
just
should.
redirect.
I wasn't
Honestly.
sure if I'd get it right. I just started throwing out letters.
Well, I think you did a good job.
And you can find more stuff with Make It Up Media. We do a monthly feature at the end of every month, which is something we started doing a few months ago. So at the end of
Yeah.
every month, we have a short film that we release. Sometimes I direct it, sometimes Mariah directs it, sometimes somebody else. This month we got Jesse Swanson, who is a producer for the news. He is directing this month's one. So that'll be dropping at the end of the month, November 28th, I believe. And
Nice.
so you can find all things Make It Up Media at makeitupmedia.com.
Yeah, baby.
Cool.
And when is this dropping? Like, people should come to the news too.
Yeah.
This will be Monday. So
Nice.
yeah. So
buy tickets, guys.
in on November 28th.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
a Wednesday at 8:30.
Yeah.
Is our next taping for the news.
Yeah.
Maggie, you'll be
Tickets.
there? Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Great.
Who's the guest? Do we know yet? Or is that
It's
announced
Cards
yet?
Against Humanity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cards the game.
Yeah.
game
I'm just
itself.
going to be
Yeah.
playing it alone on stage.
It's,
No,
it sounds
it's the
depressing,
people.
but it's pretty fun.
It's pretty funny. There's a lot of dirty ones in there.
We
So.
have
Yeah.
like 20 minutes of that.
But yeah, no, it's to the folks from Cards Against Humanity. So
Yeah.
I'm
Very
really
cool.
excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, should be good.
See, I feel like I should
They're
know
really
these
good
things
company.
working on the show, but
Yeah.
But that's our fault. That's our fault. Like,
Well, also like people
I also
can drop out. You know,
Yeah.
really they might. So we don't.
yeah. There's that. Plus, also, I don't need to know anything until like 2
Yeah.
weeks out when it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so here's the graphics we need made.
Yeah.
it's fair. But you've been crushing everything. Tony
Oh,
does
yeah.
all the graphics producing. He does.
So
He's,
good.
he's done
So
the
good.
DP stuff for it, and then just pretty much anything else we need help with. Tony knows how to do it. So
Tony knows
Um,
a jack of all
pretty
trades,
much
a Tony
anything
of
else. He
all
just helps.
trades.
I am going to die this month. We're going to go ahead
Great.
and say that because
Yeah.
between finishing a feature-length script,
jeez.
finishing a final
Jeez.
film, doing the news, some point going home for Thanksgiving,
yes.
yeah, I might die. So
How is your feature going? Or your your short? I mean, I'm sorry. How's your
well,
short?
both, but
Yeah.
Feature. I've got the first draft written.
That's
Nice. That's
how many
so
pages?
impressive.
100.
Jeez, that's a lot of pages.
and it's probably going to get longer
Yeah.
after I do first pass at it.
Yep.
And
I didn't even know you
then
could
the
write that many pages.
the short. I'm looking. I need a rooftop. I need a rooftop with a door.
You're still looking,
Oh.
huh?
I need a rooftop with a door. Yeah. Well, so I
Does that
had
be
one.
like a
No, I
residential?
know.
Oh, okay.
I had one, and we were lined up to shoot there. I'd rented all the equipment for it. Got there the day of, and it was locked.
I
And the girl that was
know.
letting us up there was like, yeah, we can't.
oh
I
my
can't get
god,
my
what a
landlord down.
nightmare.
So I have to re-rent some equipment and put that together. And now it's snowing, so I might also have to reshoot an exterior shot from
What
earlier
a nightmare.
to
what
match
a
up.
nightmare. I don't think it's
Uh,
going to stick too much today.
no, I don't
mean,
think
I don't know
so.
when you're when you're filming.
When you're snowing.
I mean, it's got to be in the next week,
Oh,
basically,
shit,
because
okay.
these are due on the 30th.
Yeah, of course they are. Oh,
and
god.
I still need to edit everything together. But yeah, I need to get that sequence, and I also have to rent gear for it. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's you said
Does it have to be residential looking? Like, because you could literally use the Pepper's Alley parking garage.
yeah, I want it to be a rooftop of a building. Not,
Okay.
like I know like the safety
Okay.
ones that I've got of some of
Okay,
the
cool.
garages.
So
and
you've
stuff
like
like
been
that.
up there though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and
Okay,
I've
cool.
been up to the rooftop that
Cool.
technically you can't access for Second City. It's the door is unlocked. So you
Yeah,
can
it's always unlocked. I've been there a million times.
but it's also too nice.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
I want something
Cool,
that
cool,
looks kind of shitty.
yeah.
If you know about, that's great. So make sure you knew. Want to make
Yeah,
sure
if
you knew.
if anybody out there has any bead on a rooftop and want to message, find us on Film Student Pod.
Yep.
or
Please.
filmstudentpod.com.
Let's do it.
If I think of anything, I'll tell you.
Yeah, let me know. But so yeah, if people are trying to find you two individually on social media, where can they track you down?
Twitter. It's at Shy Maggie Smith, and Shy is in Chicago, so CHI Maggie Smith.
Not shy as
Not
in,
shy, like, oh, what?
That was a very good shy.
That was very shy.
Thank you,
And I'm Kyle Mantegna, so you can find me across all social media at Kyle, Mantegna. Yeah, you can keep up with me there, or just Make It Up Media across social media too.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps us busy.
Well, thank you all for coming on. I
No,
appreciate
thank you,
it.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
You're crushing it.
And
Crushing.
I will see you all soon. You're crushing it.
Oh,
Crushing it.
Oh,
Mostly Zelda, but you're crushing
Yes.
you guys hear about this one? You guys
Oh
hear
my
about
God!
this?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Cut the
Podcast,
audio.
huh? Yeah, you hear about this? No, don't.
it. Thanks, guys. That was Maggie Smith and Kyle Mantegna. Thank you to Maggie and Kyle and to the Harold Ramis Film School and the Second City staff for their help. The song on this week's episode was All I'm Saying by Derek Evry. Find more of Derek's killer music at derekevry.com. That's DerekEvry. This show is recorded and edited by me, Tony Lazzeroni. If you want to hear more from me and my classmates, teachers, and a few special guests, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. If you have any questions or comments, send us an email at filmstudentpod@gmail.com or find us on Twitter and Instagram at filmstudentpod. And be sure to check out some of my and my classmates' work at filmstudentpod.com, where you can also find links to all of our past episodes. See you all next week. Class dismissed.